So the match between Mcill and Spikevegeta is about to start. Worlds 1 and 2, pretty boring. It's mostly a lot of developer intended warps and some not so intended. Both of these players have been practicing pretty hard for this match. I expect them to do main brace, which Mcill is about to do. And Mcill gets it. See if Spike can get it. Ooh. Spike does not get the main base round warp, so he'll be behind about 10 seconds from Mcill. But it's still early on, so it's not that big of a deal. Mcill lands Luckjaw, which to me is a pretty difficult trick, but we'll see if Spike goes right. Ooh, so Spike doesn't even go for it. That's fine. So both players not opting to do top sail, which is understandable. Top sail wrong warp is pretty hard. It does save the most time out of the wrong warps in World 1. But that amounts to being about 4 seconds or so. And over a course of a 40 minute run, it's not that big of a deal. Here, Mcill's setting up for another wrong warp. Let's see if he gets it. He does, that's good. Spike's finally getting out of World 1, having some trouble with the fake eggs, but not a big deal. And it looks like Spike will get this wrong warp. That's pretty good. So one strat difference you see between Spike and Mcill is the big boy in Ken's claim. Mcill went for the big boy, and Spike opted to not even try it. So minor time difference there. So just a couple more of developer intended warps. Both these players. As Mcill enters Cleaver's, Cleaver. I'm not sure if both of these players go for Lava Fly. I think Mcill does, but I'm not sure if he'll attempt it for this race. Ooh, he gets hit. So I guess he will not be attempting Lava Fly, even if he wanted to. Lava Fly. Lava Fly saves about, I think, 4 seconds over not doing it. And not having Dixie at the end means that he'll have to listen to the Diddy rap instead of the Dixie rock out, I guess, which is a little more time loss. But all these things are very minor time losses. Like having a little bit of trouble throwing that cannonball on the cleaver, but so now Mcill's in 3-1. I actually don't remember the name of the stage, but this is basically the first real platforming stage of the speedrun. There's a lot of ramming involved, so it's very high speed platforming. Well, thankfully, Rambi has pretty generous hitboxes compared to the other animal buddies in this game. And on Mcill's side, you'll see him trying to set up for this big damage boost by throwing his Kong into the barrel. The next time he gets hit, his partner will fly much higher in the air for some reason. I'm not quite sure what happens, but it does. So, look at the Swamp Fly. And a clean stage. Spike is going to attempt the same trick. Send the damage boost, and then let's see if you can get the Swamp Fly. And it looks like enough height to get over. So, 3-1 for both players. Pretty good. Next, both players will be entering Glimmers. A stage which isn't hard from a not dying perspective, but to fully optimize this level, you need to have very, very clean movement. You need to avoid hitting any walls because you lose a good chunk of your speed every time you touch a wall or ceiling. Mcill getting stuck on the chest there. Spike's doing pretty well for this level. Not hitting too many walls. Pretty clean movement. Mcill with a little bit more trouble, but not too bad himself. So right now Mcill's in what the community affectionately calls Crackhead. This is one of the hardest speedrunning stages in the game, simply because any mistake almost certainly means death, which is a huge time loss. And whenever you land on one of the Croc's heads, you are not allowed to jump for a short amount of time. It kind of just eats your input. So it's a pretty tricky level, but once you practice it enough, it's not too bad. Ooh. Mcill not liking that roll there, so he saves himself. I can agree with that. It's not Spike's turn to do Crackhead. Let's see what strats he chooses to employ. Mcill's entering Rattle Battle with our favorite Eduardo the Snake, with some of the most controversial hitboxes of this game. Oh, I see Spike's having a little bit of trouble with Crackhead, but coming towards finishing the level. And Spike will cleanly finish that level, which is good. Had a little small hiccup earlier there that I didn't quite catch. Sorry, but seems to be out of it now, and now he too can enjoy the fun that is Eduardo's hitboxes. So Ratley, the real name for the snake, he has issues moving horizontally. He just kind of hops very slowly. So the fastest way of moving through this level is to jump as often as possible. You want to avoid being on the ground whenever you can. So Mcill's in Slime Climb. In Slime Climb, we have a pretty important wrong warp. It's not too hard, but you only get one shot at it. So because of that, it's pretty nerve-wracking to attempt. Ooh, Spike falls in the pit. No. Ooh. All right, Mcill gets Slime Climb, so he's gonna be feeling pretty good about that. And Spike's finished at the level. He just has to hold right Y and B. All right, he gets out of there. That's good. Mcill has a slight lead over Spike, but there's still the rest of the game, and the rest of the game is pretty brutal, so it's not over yet. So Spike's setting up for the wrong warp. Mcill's about to attempt. Oh, he's not going to attempt Vine Clip, sorry. I forgot, he's a self-proclaimed dirty strat skipper, so I suppose I should not have expected him to do Vine Clip. Oh, Spike gets Slime Climb, that's good. So, they're not that far off. Like, one death from Mcill could really even it out. So Mcill's on Cudgel, taking it pretty safe. Cudgel's a pretty boring boss. There's not much you can really do to make it go faster. You can do the quick kill, or the quick hits, I guess, which if you do all of them, it saves 2 seconds, but you have a strong chance of dropping a cycle if you do it wrong. Spike does not go for Vine Clip either, so they'll both be, I guess, even on that, even on not doing a Vine Clip. So Spike won't be saving any time over Mcill with that, but again, still 3.5 more worlds if you consider World 7 half a world. Spike also not opting for quick hits, which I could totally understand and absolutely agree with. The amount of time you can save is very, very small compared to the amount of time you can lose. So Mcill's now in World 4. Hornet Hole is one of the few stages where Dixie takes a prominent role in platforming due to its vertical design. So lots of hovering is very useful. And Mcill's kind of got out of his way to get Squitter here, or Shoes the Spider, so that he can set up another trick called Scrolly Scroll, where if you grab a vine and land on Squitter at the same time, for some reason the camera just keeps pushing you to the right, and you get to just skip through all of this content that you can see in Mcill's stream. And to get out of it, you just take damage. It can be a little risky if you do it incorrectly because you can soft lock the game, but most people tend to not have that problem. So Mcill gets to take a bit of a break in target terror. Auto scroll level, where you do need to still have your hand on the D-pad to make the jumps from cart to cart. There's some small optimizations you can do by skipping some of the mosquitoes, but for the most part, it's just a level for you to think about what's coming up next. Spike going for scrolly score right now, and looks like the setup is good. Yep. So he'll get scrolly score too. Ooh, that was strange. He didn't get the damage boost to go up to the punny. Minor time loss, but easily recoverable from. Spike not entering target terror. So Spike's about one level behind, one auto scroll level behind. But the next level is where things could really change depending on how both runners can land a trick or not. And the next level, there's a wrong warp that saves about 50 seconds if you get a first try, but it's very technical and very difficult. And if you miss it, you have to die and try again. Mcill not getting the swag balloon, which I absolutely approve of. Swag balloon is wrong. Stop getting swag balloon, guys. So we'll look at Mcill's Bramler attempt. Oh, it looks like he might get it. He gets the clash. Yeah, first try. That's great for Mcill. That level is definitely very scary to try to do. Spike also does not go for swag balloon, so this is officially a swag balloonless race, which means this is a very serious match. Because again, swag balloon is wrong. Please stop getting swag balloon. Makes me mad. Alright, Spike going for Rambler. Spike not feeling confident in his ropes, so he's gonna do the safe strat for the rope section. Ooh, Spike also gets the clash, so this is good. He should have the wrong warp. Yes, so both players getting Rambler first try. That's very, very good. So, as Mcill exits Ricky race, Spike will enter Ricky race. So there's still about one level difference between them. Mcill now in Mudhole, one of the hardest stages, similar to Crackhead in the... Ooh, takes a bit of a swim there. One of the hardest stages, as you can see, in the speedrun, where any mistake pretty much leads to death, just like that. So let's see if Mcill can go into the world this time. Yes, good. Mcill opting for invincibility strats I'm not sure how much slower invincibility, getting the invincibility barrel is slower, but it is a lot easier than doing it the real way, or one of the many quote unquote real ways. So this level ends with a wrong warp, and like many of the other wrong warps in this game, it's very precise. You need to make sure your camera movement's good, and you know, hit this clash. Nice. Ooh, okay. Good. All right, Miguel gets it. So Spike is now attempting Mcill himself, and we'll see how he feels. For the Eagle Pit section, Spike does not opt to do invincibility barrels. He likes to do Christmas bird strat, where you just jump on all the birds. So he makes it in the midway pretty well. So he'll save a little bit of time over Mcill because of that. Oh, Mcill missing Big Boy, I think. Sorry, he went for the backup strat. I didn't see if he actually went for the Big Boy, but I assume he did. Yeah, because he was practicing it earlier. But he gets the backup, so that's fine. Ooh, Spike misses the wrong warp. Ooh. That's not good. He must not be happy about that. So if you miss the wrong warp, you could die, but it's probably better to just finish the level normally. So I think that's a 15-second time loss. Not 100% sure. But Spike will get out of Mcill, losing a bit more time, but as long as you're not dead, it's okay. Still got worlds 5 and 6, and I guess 7. Alright, so Mcill finishes Rambi Rumble. He'll be fighting the boss of World 4, King Zing's thing. Since Mcill's a dirty strat skipper, I'm sure he's not going to go for 2 cycle, which we have only recently found a setup for. I was debating on whether or not to call it consistent, but I guess it's fairly consistent. It's still a 1-frame trip, but at least there's some kind of setup. It looks like Mcill's just going to do it normally. Spike about ooh, yeah, it's fine. Spike's about to finish Rambi Rumble. Misses the Rambi double jump at the end there. So again, as Mcill's leaving King Zing's thing, Spike enters. So there's still only about like 1 level apart. 1 long level, I guess, but it's still only 1 level. So Mcill's in Ghostly Grove. Yeah, that's the name. This is there's some good platforming here. It's not like too difficult, but sometimes the rope mechanics are kind of janky. Ooh, Spike having a little bit of trouble with the last B phases here. Ooh, Mcill accidentally skips the rope. If you go too fast, if you roll through all those enemies, you get a lot of speed. And sometimes you go so fast that you can't actually grab the rope. Mcill's in Tupac's library. The level you can play with 1 hand. I did not know you could play this level with 1 hand until this tournament. I always held right and held Y. So that's one thing I learned from the tournament, is that you can play this level with 1 hand. So give me your 1 hand emotes in chat, please. Spike gets hit. It's near the end. Oh, there's DK Bro here. That's fine. Oh, Spike goes for the rolling under the rope strat instead of the D-Smite strat for the last cloak. I think that's his name. Yeah, which is a little tricky, but he gets it. So that's pretty impressive actually. So both players in the same stage. Ooh, Mcill gets hit by the sub-pixel frame perfect B jump. It's not actually sub-pixel or frame perfect, but it feels that way a lot of times. The hitboxes on the Bs on the horizontal sections are really, really big, or at least they feel really big. So those jumps are a lot more precise than you'd think they'd have to be. Yes, it is sub pixel and half frame perfect. So Mcill's entering Gusty Glade, level I don't want to talk about because no, I'm just kidding. It's a fun level. The platforming is actually quite interesting because the wind changes. The wind changes aren't random. It's always in set locations, but it feels weird because no other level has this kind of wind mechanic except for one of the Lost World levels, which you will not be seeing. Ooh, okay. So by doing a team up and then throwing it to the barrel, he can set up the goal swap at the end. So he can roll through this section quickly and then just hit select to change his Kong to be Dixie for PCP, which is a vertical level. So it's one of the levels where Dixie is fairly strong at. Who has the better PB? Mcill has the better PB by about kind of close to 2 minutes, but both players really have the potential to like win. Like they both have very similar strats. Because Spike has been grinding pretty hard. Ooh, Mcill gets hit in PCP. That's fine. It's a barrel there. Spike has been grinding pretty hard. I think he started this tournament with like a 50, and now he's down to 45. So he's made lots of improvements since then. Since the start of the tournament. Let's see. Here, Mcill going through PCV gets it pretty well. Gets the headbutt. Nothing terrible happening to him, so. Did Spike die? I missed that. Sorry, guys. Okay, Spike's. Let's see. Spike does the roll trick. Yes. Oh, okay. It's always a little scary to see. So he'll be able to do the big roll at the end here. Ooh, that's a little sketchy there, but big roll, and then he can do the goal swap. Mcill is in Webwoods, which is one of the 3 hardest levels in the game. A lot of people say it's the hardest. Similar to Crackhead and Mudhole, any mistake pretty much leads to death because everything is over a big pit. But both players have been grinding Webwoods pretty hard, so hopefully both players won't have any trouble with that. Spike grabbing midpoint parrot. Shoutouts to my boy midpoint parrot. Please spam Ease parrot? Easy parrot? In honor of Spike respecting my boy midpoint parrot. Okay, let's see if Spike gets the headbutt here. Okay, he does. And he opts for the slightly safer ending. Fully understandable. So he's out of PCP, which is great. Mcill also out of Webwoods, so it's great for him. He's having a decent run, good run for him. Like having a little bit more trouble, but you're still only about one level in difference. So Mcill in Creepy Crow 2, second source of RNG in this game. The barrel location spawns can either be in the left, middle, or the right. Usually the left one's the bad one. You'll lose a bit of time for that. It's not a large time loss, but it is very annoying. Spike going through Redwoods, looking pretty comfortable. Hopefully that is not a commentator's curse. Fun fact, on Spike's TV, he cannot see the top of his screen. So for the last B section, he has to put the web a little bit lower so he can actually see his character. But he gets through Web Woods, you know, no problem, so that's good. Meanwhile, Mcill's in Arctic Abyss gets hit because Eduardo the fish, I guess. Oh, gets hit again. He has he doesn't have the greatest hitboxes, especially compared to the other two games in the original Donkey Kong Country trilogy. Where in the first game and the third game, your thrust hitboxes are pretty good. But in this game, sometimes you just get hit like mid thrust, and then well, you just kind of have to deal with it. Okay, so Spike's finishing up Crow. Ooh, nearly dodges that egg at the end there. Alright, so he fishes Crow. No problem. Mcill's in Windy Well. Another stage with wind mechanics, but this time the wind mechanic is that you're blown upwards at certain spots. I find the stage to be pretty fun. It's certainly very unique. It's the only level of its kind in the game, I think. And there are some small strats you can do. Like Mcill is going to try to do his damage boost, skip a small section of the level, which he gets, no problem. Spike enjoying Eduardo's hitboxes because why? Why would you do this to us? Gets hit again, but he'll be fine. There's a DK barrel right here on the way. I didn't see if Mcill got Ghetto Bees. I think he did not, but I was not watching, sorry. Spike not getting the diagonal downward thrust. He was having a bit of trouble with it earlier today. So, Mcill finishes winning well with 2 Kongs, which you need to do Castle Crush. Because in Castle Crush, we have a wonderful skip for this very long auto-scroller level. But in order to do the skip, you need both Kongs. And Mcill is going to carry this barrel to an almost arbitrary location, and then he will perform a demonic summoning ritual to get the goal to come down. Spike's going through Windy Well. Approaching the midway point pretty soon. Yes, the demonic companion barrel ritual. Alright, so let's see if Spike can get damage boost here. He goes for the team throw. Team throw up. We'll save. Ooh. Okay, he gets the damage boost. He had to wait an extra cycle, but that's not too big of a deal. Alright, so watch on Mcill's screen. He's going to crush the barrel inside the wall, giving him an invisible object, running into the spiny, and then for some reason, the top of the stage gets summoned to your position. And by the game standards, that counts as a regular completion. You can start select out of it, unlike all the other wrong warps, which just make you exit the stage. It doesn't give you the flag for level completion. So it's a very bizarre trick. Castle Crush in general is just a very weird level. If you try to do that invisible barrel thing, like on a different part of the level, you get all sorts of weird effects. Like you can summon boss sprites or destroy your save file, or supposedly you could just like destroy your hardware, like your system. But I haven't seen evidence of that actually. Mostly rumors, but I would not recommend trying it. Please don't try it. Please don't try doing crazy things with Castle Crush unless you know what you're doing. So Mcill through his girlfriend. Ooh, gets hit by the bee. So Mcill's in Chain Link Chambers. This is probably this is one of the main sources of infinites remaining left in the game, to be honest. Both players were practicing CLC right before the race because it's a trick that's pretty finicky. If your movement isn't very clean, you could just be in here forever. But it looks like Mcill's gonna get it. Yeah. So CLC first try for Mcill. Alright, Spike's about to approach Castle Crush. Goal summon. So he too will put the barrel inside the wall and then run his face into a porcupine. Hedgehog? I think it's actually a hedgehog, isn't it? No, it's a porcupine. Sorry. So Mcill's in Toxic Tower, where we get to meet our friend Eduardo the Snake again. This time we get to climb a level vertically, which is actually one of Eduardo's best strengths. He's got some pretty interesting jumps. Probably not developer intended jumps, where you can do a double jump. And Mcill makes it through the snake section pretty well. So we'll watch Spike see if he throws his girlfriend successfully. He does. Yeah, it looks like he will get this end roll section. He should get to the crusher, yep. Let's see, Mcill taking this bird section a little safe. This end section very safe, but with the kind of lead he has, that's completely understandable. Having a little bit of trouble at the end here, but gets up in 3 ? 5, 3, whatever, same thing. Spike going for the CLC wrong one, but he gets it first try, right? So that's very good. Both players were very concerned about CLC before the race. So Spike will now attempt Toxic Tower as Mcill enters Screech's Sprint, the last real level in the game. The last real non-boss level in the game. So it looks like Spike's doing pretty safe Toxic Tower strats. I don't think I've seen any double jumps for him, so it looks pretty safe, pretty, I guess, intended route. gets hit by the B there, but it's fine. Mcill gets the race skip. So far, pretty clean execution from Mcill and Screeches. Like not opting for the damage boost you can do there, taking a slightly slower but safer route, which I agree with. Although with this kind of deficit, he might need to save a little bit more time here and there. Mcill taking Screech is very, very safe, being on one Kong. See, Spike getting up in 4, 5. I'm gonna say 5. Spike working his way through Screeches. Gets the despawn. Mcill is at the very last level of the game. K-Roll is basically a glorified cutscene. As long as you remember what to do and don't get too greedy with your throws, it's not an especially difficult fight. But if Spike wants to be back in this, Mcill needs to make a couple of mistakes here. Ooh, Spike gets hit. Spike gets hit early in the level. This part's pretty scary with only one hit. Okay, Spike. Okay, Spike finishes Screeches. I didn't want to finish that sentence before he actually finished. So, both players are in K-Roll at the same time, but unfortunately, it looks like Mcill might have this. Barring something catastrophic, which I hope does not happen, because that would be very, very heartbreaking. So Mcill gets over the red gas safely. Of the 3 gases, the blue, the red, and the purple, the red one I feel is the most dangerous one. I feel that's the easiest one to get hit by. The red one being the one that slows you down. Mcill also gets over the purple gas. So he should be okay. All he has to do is hold left and Y. No, still edges. Spike's about like a minute behind the splits, and it's really hard to save time in the last world, so I don't think he'll be PBing. So Mcill finishes. Does he cut the twig? Does that count as cutting twig? His splits say 44-17, so we're gonna say he did not cut the twig. So, unfortunately, Spike is now out of the tournament because this was a loser's bracket match, but it was a well-fought match for both of them. They both nailed the hard chicks first try, I believe. Brambler, CLC. So it was just really platforming. Spike finish up his fight with K-Roll. Over the red, jumps over the reds. Ooh, okay, jumps over the reds. Reds are very scary for me. Mcill being a meme lord. Thanks, guys. This is my first commentary. I'm only filling because no one else is up to doing commentary. That Spike's on the last phase. The last hit, I mean. Let's see, throws it. And let's see, according to his splits, technically a sub 46. His splits say 45, 59, 58. SRL says 46.01. So, good race from both of our competitors. It looks like we might have an interview from Mcill.
Oh, man.
Hi, Mcill.
Hey.
Oops. Congrats on your race.
Thanks.
Your victory. It was.
I'm pretty relieved.
You both nailed the hard tricks. It just Spike had a bit more stumbles.
Well, I got the hard tricks down. The easy tricks are the ones that kill me.
Yes. That's what happens with everyone. That's what happens with me, and that's gonna happen with everyone. So how do you feel about that race? How do you feel about the run?
So that was a great run on my part, minus the little mix-up in Crazy Kremland. That was the only thing. Everything else, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta not quite cut the twig, but pretty close to cut the twig. Twig is still safe. Dude. Twig is still safe.
Dude. Oh well, I move on. Which is good. My goal for the tournament was to tie my seed. Okay, I wasn't going for anything crazy like top 10 or do better than my seed. I just want to tie my seed. And with this win, I've actually done that. So I've accomplished my goal. I'm very happy.
That's good. That's good. I think with this win, you're in top. This was a top 32 match, right? So I think you're in top.
So now I'm top 24.
24. Yes.
And I'm seeded 22nd, so close enough, right?
Yeah.
Close enough.
So great work by you.
Thanks.
So that Screech is a little scary.
Screech is, oh man, I shot the B, and then turns out I hit the bottom B, and I thought it was the second to bottom B, so I ran into the second to bottom B.
Oh yeah.
And then I just said, just screw this. I am gonna go as casual as possible. And that's not really safe because I don't practice casual strats, right? So I just messed around in that red B area for 10 seconds.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to do it kind of safe, but then I looked again and actually you were kind of blown about.
Well, I was trying to be safe, yeah. And then when I was going up that final shaft to the end, I wasn't pushing the D-pad at all. You're supposed to hold up to go faster. I was just forget it. Because sometimes when you hold up, you accidentally hit left or right, and you just slam into the brambles, and you're dead. So that's no good. So I just tap B really slowly, just make it. That's what I thought. I'm on a good pace.
Must have been
if he beats me, then that's good on him. Because if he beats me with this pace, then he deserves it.
Yeah, you must have been super nervous at the end.
Yeah, I was I was pretty, apart from that little mix-up at Screech Sprint, I was extremely relieved after I got CLC. I think it's the first run this tournament where I've actually gotten a good CLC.
Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, you both definitely practice CLC and Rambler a whole bunch.
Yeah, Rambler, because of that safe strat that a lot of people have been using this tournament, I'm literally 100% consistent on it now.
The Kipple's Corner?
Yeah, the Kipple's Corner, man.
The Kipple's Corner strat?
Shout out to Kipple's.
Guaranteed.
100%.
Well, I tried the Kipple's Corner exactly once. I failed it, so
well,
0%.
To each his own, I guess.
I suppose.
Yeah, go for the task strats next time.
I just never hesitate. Let's see if Spike wants to get in here. Oh, Spike's here. Good. Hey, Spike.
What's up?
Yeah,
Good
good
game,
race for
sir.
you.
Yeah, good game, Mcill. I mean, I definitely had some frustrating deaths and mistakes here and there, but I wasn't going to beat a 44-18 today. So that's that.
I
would've
played
been a
very
big-
well, just so you know.
Yeah,
I had one mistake, basically.
I was gonna ask, yeah, because I'm a dirty screen watcher, and
Okay.
I was so I kept looking over like, all right, here comes Bramble Scramble. I got it. Nope, he hit it. All right, okay, we got Webwoods coming up. He's got nope. Okay, he hit that too. Okay, that's so
Okay.
I was sitting there like, okay. I mean, I had like I said, a couple of frustrating deaths, but 24 hours ago, that would have been a PB for me. That's my second best run I've ever had. So. Yeah, I mean, GG to you, sir. You very much deserved the win. So
Yeah, you had me scared because I watched a little bit for your PB, and your PB had deaths in it too, right? So
it had a
easily
big
cut
one
the
in
twig.
Webwoods. Yeah.
You could very easily
Yeah,
cut the
that's-
twig, and that means you could have won. So I was scared.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily need help from you today. Like, I could have beat a 44-18, but it would have been a pretty outstanding performance by me. So yeah, I mean, yeah, GG. So
Yeah, I mean, both of
what's
you had
the
pretty good
go ahead.
runs. Both of you had pretty good runs for your standards, and Spike, you've been improving very, very quickly.
Yeah, hopefully if we have another one, I'll get to come back, maybe go a little deeper at some point. So
Yeah, for sure. Because you started the tournament with a 50, right?
yes, yeah, that was my PB at the start of the tournament was like 50, 51, something like that. So
I think you also started unseeded because you didn't have a time on the leaderboards. So
oh, that is true. Yep.
the next time around, you'll have an easier path, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. So yeah, nothing to be disappointed about. So what are the other matches for the night?
The other matches for tonight. So on this stream, we'll have, let's see, upcoming up, we'll have Rockin' Josh versus Puexel, and then KBZ versus Sylvite, and to round it out, we'll have Vistrike versus Christmas.
Ooh, to decide Mcill's opponent.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Right now, we also will have FS Links versus Xander on Speedruns Live, which I am supposed to be streaming, so I need to get ready for that soon.
All right.
But yeah, we have a huge block of Donkey tonight, so stick around. We also need commentators for the next like 20 matches. So if you guys want to commentate,
I can stick around.
I was about to say, do you want to tag team some commentary now?
Yeah, we can do that.
former competitors now allied towards a single.
We've done our fair share of co-casting, so.
Yeah, so sure. Yeah, do you need it for Puexel and them, or do you need it for FS Lynx's match?
I mean, me for everything, but you guys can stay here and you guys can do Rockin' Josh versus Puexel.
Okay, cool. We'll just do that then.
All
We'll
right.
just stay in the call.
Thanks for the race. I'll be heading out to do the restream, but everyone else in the stream, please stick around. We have lots more docket to go through.
To everyone, real quick in my chat, you guys should just come over to twitch.tv/speedgaming to watch the next match coming up. You guys are big fans of Puexel, if you know me. We've done a lot of co-op runs together, taking on Rockin' Josh. Should be a fun match, so we're just going to raid them, and I'll see you guys over there. Thanks for watching the stream.
Now we just gotta scramble and get set up.
Right.
Ridiculous. Streaming.
What was your one mistake, out of curiosity?
Well, it was sort of a combo of two mistakes, I guess, that happened similar levels. So I died at the first eagle area in Mudhole. And then...
First year. Oh, okay. I felt like that was the one time where I was like, oh, because I thought I got to Ramby Rumble about the same time. You were like halfway through it. I failed the wrong warp there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in Ramby, I also missed the big boy, and then I had to do the backup twice to get it, so...
Oh, okay,
your early game is impressive, though. I was surprised. Looking at your PB, it was ahead of my PB, so your early game is fantastic.
Oh, really? Nice.
Amazing.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, like going into it, my thought process was, well, I've got like 20 completed runs. I'm trying to catch up with a guy who's got like over 200 completed runs.
That might have been my 200.
This is pretty unrealistic. Say what?
That might have been my 200.
Oh, really? You're 200
Maybe, I'm not sure.
And let's host speed gaming. Okay. So we are going to do Mcill and Rocket Josh. You do, Gold. Because my normal one decided to start randomly dropping Ys yesterday. Oh no, Mcill. Have you ever had problems with that, Mcill, on your Super? Do you use a Super Famicom controller? I'm assuming.
Yeah, SNES controller.
You use SNES, okay, yeah. Do you ever run into just like a bad Y button that just releases sometimes?
No, I haven't had that problem. I've heard of it though.
I've seen it with multiple controllers, at least that I use, where particularly in these games, where I'll like jump and then it will just release a barrel. So every time I do Castle Crush, I'm way more nervous than I need to be, than I should be in that sort of situation. But
I used to have the problem where my down button didn't work, so I couldn't drop the barrel. But I sort of adjusted my inputs so that it would fix itself.
Sure.
I also had my start button didn't work for a while, so if I lost a Kong in Windy Well, I would have to play the entire level again in order to get 2 Kongs for Castle Crush.
Oh,
I couldn't
no.
press select. And there's no pit to jump off. Looks like the race has started.
That's right. Oh my god, that's not the current controller, right?
Well, it is, but I fixed it.
Oh, okay, good. You learned how to fix a SNES controller?
Yeah.
That's what I need to do. I need to learn how to pop this sucker. I know Blunt Bunny talked to me about it at Smash the